this your stuff?
She is. Well, I mean, there was a time. He's my only hope. Well, I understand that. I mean,
Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Linwood Gorham. I'm the Park Authority Board Representative for the Mount Vernon Magisterial District. Thank you very much for coming today. Could it be a more beautiful day?
No.
Everything is good today. Here we are coming out of COVID. We are gathered. When's the last time we were gathered? Could we have gathered last year? Absolutely not. And what are we gathered in? A brand new facility that's set up for gatherings. This is a gathering day. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to do a ribbon cutting in a little while, obviously. And ribbon cuttings usually mark the end of something. You finished a project, and here we go. We're not finished, we're just getting started here. We are just getting started. We're doing a restoration of, right over there, a meadow restoration. We're starting a bathroom in months. We'll be out here next year to do a bathroom. Barrett House is just about to go into the resident curator program. We're permitting and going through the ARB right now to develop 2 soccer fields and more parking just to the east of there. And one of the newest things that I'm extremely optimistic that we're going to pull off is community garden and garden plots over at the Nike site. So we are just getting started. This is not the end of what we're doing. Anyway, wonderful, wonderful day. I do want to talk about somebody that I am so happy she just walked up. None of this stuff would be happening without Kelly Davis. Everybody give Kelly a hand. Kelly has been working on Laurel Hill since we were all young, that long ago. And clearly, without her, it would not have happened. She's had her hands deep into the pot of everything that has happened on Laurel Hill. So thank you very much, Kelly. Is there anybody here? There's lots of Park Authority people, but if you worked directly on this project, can you raise your hand? All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got lots of Park Authority people here today that work hard for all these things, and thank you very much to all of you. We also have in our presence Supervisor Stork, Dale Rumberger, head of the South County Chamber. We've got Casey Whitmar, President of the South County Chamber. Dale Rumberger, President of the South County Federation, Chamber Federation. Who am I missing? Oh, Sarah Baldwin, the Acting Director of the Park Authority. I mean, Sarah is truly the glue that keeps us together. Sarah's been with us when the Director of the Park Authority was used as the County Executive through the transition of 2 other directors. I have no higher regard for anyone than Sarah Baldwin. Thank you very much for everything you're doing. We also have Judy Peterson here, who writes the remarks and organized this today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Judy. Anyway, without further ado, I would like to introduce Supervisor Stork to come up and say a few words. Anything about parks? I say, do you support this, Dan? Dan goes, yes. Yes, Dan is the parks man. Thank you for all that support. Dan, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thanks, Linwood, and I don't think anybody takes a backseat to you on parks, especially since long before you were the Park Authority representative, you helped truly create and actually revitalize the park over in Mason Neck. So most of us aren't going to forget that, particularly those people in the community who know, frankly, what volunteerism is all about and commitment that you've made. In this case, commitment that you made generally to parks, but really the 10 years that you've been on the Park Authority Board is really hugely part of why I think we've moved so many of these things along. there's no doubt that this whole area was kind of a figment of people's imagination if you go back probably 20 years ago. And that imagination, that reality, that vision, how those things came together were a result of really some of the key people that we see right here. And I know I'm looking at one right now who's talking to somebody else and ignoring me, but that's all right. She's a key part of that. Obviously Linwood, Dale, Jonathan, you all I know in particular have been really on the ground floor of this. I know there are many other Park Authority folks, which I'm going to mention in just a minute, but folks in the community who have had really key leadership roles that have really got us to where we are today. The conceptual plan for Laurel Hill Park was approved almost 20 years ago. I mean, it's 17 years ago, right? That alone shows kind of what and how this county works, how the Park Authority works, how the Board of Supervisors works, is that we identify some long-term things that we believe in, are committed to, and then recognize that we're going to, over time, we're going to make them a reality. So having a picnic pavilion that really is just, it's large enough not only for families, but corporations, folks who want to have an event for different organizations, you can do it here. You walk under here and just the red and the cement, if you will, and the just kind of the way that things look. It's just it's just a beautiful day for everybody. In addition to the weather itself, so the community was essential to this process, and that vision again, that 17-year vision has stood the test of time, because what we see here today is something that I think we all know the community deeply is supportive of, and if anything, was anxious and was getting a little bit, I'd say a little bit antsy about where the Central Green Park was and where are the bathrooms, for goodness sake, where are those things? So those are the key pieces that have been put into place. The design of this facility is truly amazing. The fact that it has a low profile, the fact that it's intended to kind of fit into the environment around it. The history of this area is a key part of that, making sure that we protect the view shed, making sure that again, it's a welcoming environment, but also one that everybody has been supportive of. The Architectural Review Board, which we know is a key part of everything that we do in Lorton. South County Federation has been very involved with this from the beginning. Clearly, Lorton Historical Society, they really, their vision, their mission, frankly, their oversight in some ways of everything that we've done, whether it's Liberty or the Workhouse Arts Center, Central Green, really all the efforts that we've put into this have come from that community-driven process that's not only involves the folks who have lived here for many, many years, but also people who are experts and can help us see and realize that vision. For me personally, I love trails and I love hiking and I love being able to get out and walk and run and ride. And this network of trails that really connects here is a key part of what I think this can also make happen. This Laurel Hill Greenway is not just an afterthought, it's a core part of how the planning, the comprehensive planning, the engagement in the community, really making sure that we identify all the key different groups that are out there, what their interests are, whether historical or hiking or biking or just recreation and having some fun. Not only this area representative of that recreational hub, but this community overall is becoming the recreational hub, I would say, of Northern Virginia. I don't think there's much doubt about that. We have a few more things to do. We have some things that are being talked about here that we're going to have to weigh in on, but there's no doubt that we have opportunities to add to what is already some of the best mountain biking trails around. Some major hiking, some beautiful historical sites. Whether we add to that and how we add to that is clearly all part of the community process that we are all very connected with now. Whether now we have an indoor ski facility, or whether now we have multiple kind of a sports complex, whether we have some other historical things that we highlight. Just across the street, we are going to have another major facility here that also ties into this area. The police station long-sought police station for this area, the animal shelter, which clearly is going to really adds to the support of the natural world that we believe very much in here. The Lorton Community Center and Library just down the road ties into also to this recreational opportunities that are here. So we've got a lot going on and a lot of things that we can be very proud of. And it didn't happen, yesterday. It happened more than 20 years ago when we had our congressman in this area had a Central, Tom Davis, worked with the county supervisors, and they got the best land deal outside of Manhattan. So, and I know many of your homes are a direct result of that. I know the different school buildings we have here we really truly in the last 20 years we've created a community, and that's remarkable in and of itself. So if you haven't had a chance to get out on the Frisbee golf course, you haven't had a chance to get your croquet set up out here, or play some volleyball, or really enjoy all the other things that are key to this kind of a central green, make sure you get out here and do that. If you have any other thoughts about what this vision should be or how we activate what we're doing here, please get involved with the Lorton Visioning folks, Lorton Visioning 2040. They've been working now for a couple years to try to bring the next iteration of this vision that created the central green and so much of what else is here. Get involved, help make a difference. Let's make sure that Lorton vision for the next 20 years also gets realized, much like we're realizing this one today. I do have some specific thanks that I wanted to do. I'm going to start first off with the Park Authority staff who have really helped complete this project. Stephanie Leadham. Stephanie, thank you very much. Director of the Park Planning and Development Branch. She took the project over from Dave Bowden, and all of us know Dave and his in-depth involvement with all things park, and particularly all things Lorton. Kelly Davis, the project manager. Ed Richardson, the Park Operations Area 4 manager, who I have been told is retiring very soon. This Friday? Today? Oh my gosh. Where is he? Sorry. Not here. Well, we're going to say hello to him and congratulate him. We can't live it.
He's inspecting the
way over there.
He's at the wrong shelter.
Ed! Congratulations! We'll recognize him. We'll give him a bigger shout out when he gets a little bit closer. Also want to thank Kurt Lawrence, the general contractor with the Avon Corporation in Alexandria, Paul Shirley, Park Planning Manager, as well as Melissa Emery, Walter Wesley, Beth Boristovic, Britta Stratford, Morgan Chapin, Emily Schumatt, and Amy Wells. All of you, thank you very, very much for all that you've done to kind of bring this to fruition and really create the kind of place that you can hang out. And particularly younger people, I got to believe this is going to be a big hangout area for them. So again, I want to thank everybody for really making this possible, adding your hand and helping to give a hand up to this project for really all of us. And we know that we're going to see more and more people coming out to our parks. Over the last year, we've had people come to our parks in record numbers. Why is that? Because they realize you got to get out of the house, right? It's crazy, and this is a chance to connect with nature and enjoy and feel really connected to Mother Earth, something that I know is really important at least for me, and I know for most of us here. So, Ed, come on up. We got to at least give you a big thanks for putting up with us this long, and that the retirement day that you're experiencing today. It's got to feel a little bit odd, doesn't it?
It's a giant relief.
I am going to miss you all, so
It's a relief that there's no more fear of somehow failing all these fine people. So, I've been incredibly fortunate to work for an organization with a lot of outstanding professionals. But the special thing about it is all the outstanding volunteers we work with. And this park's an example of that. So Susan has formed a park volunteer team, and they do a tremendous amount of work that makes the park and the experience for everybody who visits the park better. We have the single best volunteer imaginable, Mike Applegate, working on the trails, and Mike brings in other people to help him. You know, everybody knows Mike. All these volunteers, they create communities, and all the communities come together. The disc golfers have a park volunteer team, and they do an amazing amount of work. You know, and it's not just at Laurel Hill Park, but Laurel Hill Park's the greatest example of that I have had the pleasure of experiencing. So again, I will miss all the people who care so much that they're giving of their own time. And I'm hoping to have more time to do more of that myself in my retirement. So. Yes, so the park board are all volunteers, and we desperately need them. They connect us to the community so much better than we would be connected without them, you know? So again, this is the great example of America. Everybody wants to be involved, everybody wants to contribute, and everybody does. So
Sincere thank you for everything you've done for the 30 plus years, Ed, and thank you, Dan, too. Thanks for all your constant support of the parks and all your kind words. Thank you sincerely. Next person I'd like to hear a few words from is someone I just couldn't respect more, appreciate more, and I don't want to sound dumb trying to overstate what I already stated, but please, Sarah.
Good morning, everyone. Ed is always a tough act to follow, so I'll do my best. But I do want to first start off by thanking Ed for his 30 years of service to the Park Authority. He's one of the best, kindest employees that I've worked with. We'll all miss him. So thank you, Ed. Good morning, and thank you for including me in this celebration today. Central Green has been a vision of ours for many years, and it's wonderful to finally see this beautiful facility being completed and officially open today. I want to congratulate the project team headed by Kelly Davis, who we affectionately call the Queen of Laurel Hill, internally at Laurel Hill, internally at the Park Authority, because we know if there's a question you have about Laurel Hill, Kelly will know the answer. So thank you to Kelly and everyone involved on this project from the Park Authority. I also want to thank Ed's park operations team, who's responsible for maintaining the park. They're often the unsung heroes with all of these projects. Once projects are built, they come in and make sure they're maintained to the level that the Fairfax County community expects. So this $3 million project includes picnic pavilions, a trail, a walking loop, and is funded by voter-approved park bonds. So I want to thank the community for their ongoing support of park bonds, which has been unwavering over the years. As the acting director of the Park Authority, I'm responsible for creating spaces just like these, and also creating revenue, sustainable revenue funding streams. And these picnic pavilions here help us to achieve those revenue goals. During the pandemic, we saw how important parks were to the community. Our parks received record visitation because people were looking for safe places to recreate with their family, and parks provided that for them. This facility is unique in the system. It's by its sheer scale, the number of picnic shelters here, as well as the number of people that can sit within the shelters. We've been looking for years for a complex where we could host special events, and we're very excited to start hosting community events here at the park. The shelter is within walking distance of Barrett Historic Property, Giles Run Disc Golf Course, and of course Laurel Hill Golf Club, and there's easy access to the Cross County Trail. Laurel Hill Central Green is really another jewel in the Park Authority's extensive park system. Children's author Franny Billingsley is credited with coining the phrase, the picnic principle. And it's simple. It's things taste better outdoors. So I hope you put that principle to test and have a picnic here at Central Green. Thank you again for including me today, and enjoy the park.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Next, we have somebody that's seldom seen and not really a man of a lot of words. I'd like to invite Dale up to say a few words. We were able to twist his arm and get him out here today. Obviously, that's a joke. In all sincerity, Dale, thank you for everything you do, and we're honored with your presence.
We'll see about the honored with the presence in a minute. You have to be worried if you know me that I have notes. There's the thought, and I have a Dan Stork pen. The Ashanti tribe says that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, here, it takes a team to bring a park like this forward. I can't say enough about the Fairfax County Park Authority. I tease Linwood incessantly, and he deserves it. But what I have found is, as he would say, go back to the planning document. And I have. And when you read that voluminous document, and you see the 5-year plan that the Park Authority has set in order to know where they want to take their park and what they want to think, you have to step back from that and think about the incredible time and care and effort the Fairfax County Park Authority takes in looking at their fresh canvas. And look at this place. If you look at the planning document, there's going to be there's going to be a jungle gym area, and of course the bathroom coming in. The bathroom is at ARB this month. Not that we track things. And to Kelly Davis, who I must say, well, you call her the queen. I have to tell you, Kelly has come to the South County Federation numerous times, never under subpoena, and has more than adequately reflected the enthusiasm of the Park Authority about this project, but as well explained to us in great detail what she thought we needed to know about it and where it should go and how we can be involved. And I can't say enough about her, even though she has alleged that I slow-rolled her one time when I was doing my due diligence and driving by and seeing what was going on here, and she was leading a team on an inspection tour, and she thought I was doing that, and it wasn't, but I did take video. So, yeah, you can see it's like that. And if you imagine what it's like, this park saved my life. Because during the pandemic, after about 6 months of close personal contact, my wife and I in the house only, and being married to this for 46 years, only twice did I awake and find my wife poised with a pillow over me. And we said, we have got to do something else. So we took the Prius and backed in and went and got Subway sandwiches and sat here and watched the disc golfers. It's not Frisbee golf balls, it's my Dan Stork pen pointing. It's disc golf. I got that very quickly corrected when I came here to a disc golf event where you're so right about the volunteerism around here, because the disc golfers, in setting up a tournament, also had a side table with an explanation of invasive species and a setup time where they were coming back out to take some of them out. I mean, you're absolutely right. The people are invested in their parks. They do want to be there. They do want to see that. And the team lead within the Park Authority, and as much as I tease Linwood, and as often as I do, and will continue to, I think it's important to know that they do ask. And sometimes we don't completely agree. But the fact that they'll respond and ask and respond again and again, it's just a sign. It's a sign of success, like this. I mean, this is truly a really wonderful day. I thank you. I'm sure that there's so many things about this place that we Lortonians, or Lortonites sounded like some kind of metal. I didn't like it. We Lortonians, and I dressed in native garb today for this. In our visioning process, in the surveys we've done, have listed the parks in the top 3 things that they like about this area, the South County Federation boundary, and what they really enjoy, love over at my dad. Oh, no, I don't, because there's a car full of them over there, I'm pretty sure. But it's bold. It's bold, says the man in the mustard shirt. So I have to say that the Lorton is a place. 31 years ago moving here, it was a place that people said, you're moving where? This is a wonderful place. And this is an example of it. And it's going to continue to develop. This canvas that you see before you is not even a third done with the brush strokes that will make this place stand out. In fact, you know, when you say hundreds of people coming here, I worry about that because there'll be a time where the stack up to get into here, the number of pavilions, etc. And I've been telling friends, if you want to do an event, you better call in early and get on the reservation list because the place is being discovered. And the more people come in, the more they realize how beautiful it is. So I'd like to thank Kelly for putting up with me, and that I'll continue, of course, to harangue her as well. I'd like to quote a noted men's clothing stylist and agrarian, Oliver Douglas, who said, quite frankly, you can keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside. And when I look around, he most clearly has done that here. And they're laughing because they're sitting there, where did he find that from? Well, when you look up green,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
you have two choices.
Some is
Two choices. You have Green Acres or Soylent Green. Soylent Green doesn't work here. Green Acres seem to fit. So thank you, Fairfax County Park Authority. Thank you, Dan and team, who also get harangued, sometime with Sabina. But the staff here, I'm looking to see them all nodding their heads slowly. Ms. Baldwin, you're getting to temporarily lead quite a group of people that are enthusiastic about what they do. If they weren't enthusiastic, then they wouldn't accuse a citizen of slow rolling them. So if you don't feel the energy, and I hate the word synergy because we've overused it, I really do, but you do see it coming together. You do see it in development. We hope to see it in maintenance of how we do things here, what we need to support. But as this park continues to develop and the excitement about it continues to grow, we're just very pleased that it's in our community and that we're a part of that whole process. So thank you very much for inviting me. And Pamela, see, it was less than the 90 minutes I promised. So thank you very much for coming out today.
Give a man a microphone. We love you, Dan. I just had this thought before we do the ribbon cutting. I gotta ask right now. It can't last any longer. You know, we're talking about his retirement and everything. Kelly, you're not retiring anytime soon, are you?
Next year. Maybe. And then I go into drop, so you got
Anyway, hey, let's cut the ribbon, guys. And I'd love to have Kelly and Ed in the center of this picture.
wait, that's actually
Everybody head over towards Judy over here.
Yeah, absolutely should be.
I don't want to block nobody.
Please, you want to be inclusive? Come on.
They didn't mean you. They didn't mean you. All right, stand on it.